Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Together We Battle podcast. We are back with my co host, Nancy, for Roots of Growth Short Spiritual Practices for Everyday Life. Welcome, Nancy.
Thank you for being here or
Thank
letting
you.
me be here.
Also, thank you for being here to our listeners. We are ecstatic that you're here. And if you have listened to each week or you're a returning listener, we appreciate that. So thank you for coming back. Also, if you're new to the podcast, into this series, welcome. We're happy to have you. We'll just do a quick recap. Week 7 was about giving and receiving compliments. Nancy, can you give a short snippet of what we talked about? And then, of course, they can go back and listen if they wish.
Sure, I'll just give one little hint for each one. Receiving and giving a compliment can be life-changing, sometimes in a big sense and sometimes in a very little sense. But here's the deal. When you receive a compliment, one lovely way to do it is just to say thank you. And when you give a compliment, it's helpful to be specific in that, that garment just brings out the color of your eyes, or the way that you did X, Y, or Z was done so gracefully. So that's just a couple of little things, because compliments can literally change our lives.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're looking for that information, please go back and listen at your leisure. But today, let's hop right into week 8. Today's topic is going to be do the little thing. So Nancy, what is that? Share some information.
So let's get a little bit of background first, then we'll talk about the practice. The first part of the church, and even into today, there are individuals who we think of as saints. My favorite definition of a saint is a person who lets God's light through into the world. So if you think of a stained glass window, the light comes in the window. The way the stained glass is, it's unique for each window, patterns how the light is in the world. And that's how we are as people, right? How we let God's light into the world is patterned through our lives. Now, one of these saints was David of Wales, and there's a bunch of fun stories, so I'll give a couple of them. One time, evidently, when he was preaching with a large crowd around him, it's said that the ground around him rose up so that he was standing on a hill and everyone could hear him better. I mean, it's just these lovely fun little stories. He founded about 12 monasteries with a very simple, strict life, and the monks were not allowed to make animals work for them, so they had to pull the plow themselves, every man his own ox. So he was pretty strict. And he also, again, this is all legend, right? Became so unpopular with his monks for his austerities that they tried to poison him. So another saint, Scythian, traveled from Ireland on the back of a sea monster to tell David that this was going to happen. So David's response was to bless the poisoned bread and eat it, and he came to no harm. So there's just these lovely little tales about this individual. At his deathbed, and here's where we get the core of I'll call it the teaching for today. David died March 1st, 587. And he said, "Be joyful, brothers and sisters. Keep the faith and do the little things that you've seen and heard from me." So, there's a really deep, deep, deep wisdom in this message. Whether our little things happen at home, at work, in school, other activities, every instant of our lives provides an opportunity to be drawn closer to God, who so deeply loves us. Our attitude sometimes in the doing of these little things, because sometimes we forget that we are in relationship with everything around us. So I'm not sure, this might be a good example. There are times when one just slaps the silverware and plates and glasses down on the table. They got to get there. Thump, thump, thump. It's such a different experience to take 3 extra seconds and place the silverware, the glass, and the plate on the table. And to place them there knowing that this is the implements by which your family is going to receive nutrition. We know that God is love. That love surrounds us. We just need to be opened up to be able to see it, and challenged by the little things that we do, the things we almost think of as automatic. We can really shift our relationships with things. So I'll give you an example. For years and years and years, I have been assigned to do dishes. I hated doing dishes. I grew up in a family of 7. That's a lot of dishes to do. And then came the realization I was an adult. I had a husband, 2 boys, and I realized doing the dishes, which the kids just didn't want to help that night. So I'll do this myself. Slap, 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 slap. Draw the water, put in the soap. And I realized, I could approach this really differently. I am preparing these dishes to be clean for the next meal that we'll use them at. I am washing away what is no longer needed. I am drying something and preparing to put it away. So the intentionality of doing that completely shifted my relationship with doing dishes. And I began to look forward to that time because not only did I have some time for myself to reflect, I had time to hold the meal that was on that plate with gratitude, the next meal that was going to be on that plate with gratitude. So it shifted me and my relationship with the dishes, with a meal, serving that meal, and my family. So when little things are done with care, they invite us to see God in all that we do, or to see love in all that we do. And to do the little thing in a steady diet, that builds the capacity to seek and enjoy the simple pleasures in life. I had warm water at the perfect temperature. I have access to soap, So it's really a little example, but in another way, it was a really important part of my spiritual journey to shift that relationship and then begin to think, how else in what other arenas of my life can I do the little thing with great intent, really paying attention to it rather than just automatic. So that's the practice. Do the little thing.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I like that you used doing dishes because I don't care to do a lot of dishes, but there's always a pile of dishes. And to your point, it's going back to that gratitude space of we can provide a nice, nourishing meal for our family. We can sit down together and have a conversation. We have a table to sit at. We have a home. We all those things that help circle back around that gratitude piece and say, oh, it definitely shifts your perspective on life. A lot of people might also relate to the mound of dirty laundry that is always in your home, right? But then I started, as you said, I shifted that to we have a healthy family that has full days ahead of us, and the boys go out and play outside with friends, and they're making their own connections and doing little things, paying it forward again and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, recognizing that I am preparing clothes that they can wear to the events that they need them for, appropriate clothing for appropriate events. And I can turn things inside out or right side out, depending on what it is, to get the best cleaning that's done for this. So my husband's socks. I don't know how he does it. One sock is always right side out, the other is always inside out. I don't know. So I turn the right side one inside out, get a better clean for what is by his foot. And so those things can become the gifts that we give, the way we share love and care. And what does it take? It's a shift in attitude, right? I'm not slam dashing through this. I do remember one time we moved and we'd run out of money. I didn't have money to go buy laundry soap. I needed to wait a few days. And so I'm picking through the laundry. What is it that this family needs? I still laugh about that. It was a long time ago, like 30 some years. And I just laughed. The attitude helped me get through that process. Okay, let's clean what we need.
Yeah, and I'm sure there is someone listening to this right now that's like shaking their head, yes. Oh, yeah. So if you have reflected on this and you have an example of something in life that is your, oh, I didn't love this, but now I look at it a different way, or you've taken away today, hey, maybe I need to look at cleaning my car differently because I have access to take my family where we need to go, or I can get myself to work, or whatever it is for you. Come back
Exactly.
and share that with us. We would love to hear what it is. It might be something we hadn't even thought about before.
So what does it mean to get in the car and drive? Plunk yourself in, hit the button max, and off we go? Or do you put yourself in the car and you're attentive to what is going on with that vehicle in the moment? Greeting a stranger, the same thing. We can do that.
Definitely.
You can give a smile to the little old lady in the grocery store, attending to the small things, the fact that we are both shopping in this grocery store. All of that matters really deeply.
Yeah, sharing that kindness out again.
So figure out what would be a place for you to start. Do the little thing.
Yeah, take an inventory in your life and say, okay, I'm going to focus on this for today or this for this week, or I'm going to focus on this for the month because it's really something I struggle with and I need to get better at it.
Yeah, pick one thing. Don't overwhelm
Yeah.
yourself.
Yep. Pick
One
one thing.
And you'll notice that it will multiply.
It's a ripple effect. Kindness and love and care is a ripple effect, friends, for sure. All right. So let's go ahead and continue that conversation then, because we're going to give a little sneak peek into week 9.
Mm-hmm.
And that is gratitude. I think that rolls perfectly right into the conversation.
So here's gratitude in a nutshell. It means you're paying attention to what you're thankful for. And there's a jillion ways to do it. And it has been shown scientifically to impact our mood as well as increasing health and happiness. So gratitude matters.
It does. And it can help rewire your brain. So neurologically, it has huge benefits if you can start practicing gratitude. Absolutely. Well, that's awesome. I'm excited to hear what we have to say for next week. But for right now, thank you for joining us for this week's Roots of Growth. We hope today's practice gave you a pause, a breath, a gentle rooting in what truly matters. Don't forget to try it this week and share your experience on social media using hashtag Roots of Growth. And we look forward to seeing you next week. See you guys.
Bye. Thanks, Jess.
Bye.